A wildlife documentary. Look at the Suda, clearly not in his natural habitat.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, welcome back to
Sorry Amma.
No, I say that, but Sorry Amma.
I married a Kiwi.
That makes sense.
Okay, we finally got it right.
Yes.
So now that we got it right, what do we talk about today? Do we have any life updates?
Just in general life updates, we sure do. We are just a hot 10 days out from Amma and Tata and their good friends Chansey and Mama and Narani Nanda descending on our house, which is going to be an exciting month, and there's going to be a lot of Sri Lankan food eaten.
Yes. So, as our close friends know, we're in a low-carb diet at the moment.
We've gone zero carb because we know that
let's not say zero carb because we're not adhering to it, are
Yes, we're allowed a whisper of a rice wrapper once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
So the idea is that I inflated like a balloon last time. I spent 2 weeks in Sri Lanka, and this time it's going to be a month with the parents over here. So what's the deal? We're losing 10.
No, we're at least we're trying to lose at least 5 in order to give ourselves the opportunity to gain 10. So lose 5, get 10.
I don't want anyone to think that, I'm like fixated on weight loss or anything like that. This is purely about survival because I'm worried. Even Amma last time was like, oh my gosh, what have I done? She wasn't used to how a Suda reacts to vast quantities of rice eaten 3 times a day for, a long period of time.
Yeah, just for background, Sri Lankans eat rice and curry for 3 meals if they can. The substitutes would be like hoppers, which is made out of rice flour, or string hopper, made out of rice flour, or occasional kotu, which is even another step away because it's normal flour, bunch of gluten, or roti or something, or I don't know, bread here and there. So, or like coconut roti or something like that. So Sri Lankans are used to eat massive portions of carbs, like complex carbs, for 3 meals. Like you eat rice and curry for breakfast. Sam loved it though.
I've always wanted to eat rice and curry for breakfast, so that's a dream come true. Married into the right family, but
yeah.
I'm not saying like I became a balloon. I'm just saying that like you don't feel like your normal self. You feel like you've
inflated.
Like I'm puffy like a rice grain. Like my body's not in sync with itself. But although it tastes so good.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing road trips in Sri Lanka and you're stopping at every little restaurant on the side of the road and there's buffets.
And local food stops where like it's all authentic and locally harvested vegetables and stuff like that.
The spicy mango curry. It's just rich strips of mango just spiced, and we're getting really off topic. So they're coming soon.
So yeah, even I struggle with it now that when I go back to Sri Lanka. Like I remember the 3 months that I spent there, I never, like obviously anybody who lives out of the country, like Sri Lankans or Indians or I don't know, most of the Asians, they just love their food, most of them. And when you're out of the country, you're constantly thinking about, craving your authentic food. But when you go back home for a visit, you never think of the food that you eat in the Western country that you're living. But last time when I was there for 3 months, it came to a point where I'm like, I think I need something like small, like a few sushis, or I don't know, like some boiled vegetables or something. Because I was like,
you didn't talk about that much when you first went back to Sri Lanka for that 3 months. Like we talked about the whole, like the introvert thing that I developed while being in New Zealand.
That is true.
But you're also like, oh my gosh, I forgot how much food.
Yeah, and also when you're there for when you're there for a holiday or for a short amount of time, everybody's like, oh my God, we gotta feed this person. Like they're just starving out there in the overseas countries. So it's constant food overload. And it comes, I think probably after 1.5 months, I was like, I think I need a boiled potato. I think I can't do this anymore. But then like, obviously a day later, you're like, oh my God, guys, rice and curry, give it to me.
Even when I was over there last time, it was like we had the 3, massive curries, like an array of different curries for every single meal. And then also we're like doing a puzzle on the floor, and then Amma comes over with the spiced like mango. And it's like, well,
Yeah, so you eat 3 meals, rice and curry, or another complex carb. In between, you have at least 3 tea breaks. So you start with your day with the tea.
Very sugary tea.
Milk, sugary tea.
That's my favourite part of waking up at the crack of dawn. It's like 5, it's dark, and I was like, here's the tea. I'm like, sweet. What a way to welcome the day.
Yep. And then, so technically you have your milky, sugary tea early in the morning, and then you have rice and curry or some sort of complex carbs. I keep saying it for breakfast, and then you have another tea around 10 o'clock.
It's very important. You can't skip second tea.
Or maybe you would have a rolls, like some short eats, like a side little snacky thing.
Short eats is like kind of bakery type stuff.
Yeah,
like
I didn't know that.
I was not sure what that phrase meant or why they were short.
Maybe it's just in between the short time period. I don't know. To fill the gap in the short time in between your meals.
But there's like egg rolls or fish rolls and lots of delicious.
I mean, they're not
goodies.
that small. So you have. I didn't know that it's not a thing. Like I thought that's a common phrase in English, short eats, but apparently it's not.
I was very happy to find that out, though. Oh, look, Amma's calling you.
I will talk to her later. Hi,
We're talking
Amma.
about you right now, Amma. We love you. Your tea is tasty.
So you have the mid tea, and then you have the lunch, again rice and curry, and then you have another tea around 5-6 o'clock, and then you have a dinner very late. So that's a lot of food.
I also remember like we're skipping ahead, spoilers. But when when we got past the point, I did get acceptance. Like I didn't want to turn down any food from Amma because I was so determined to try and curry good favor. And she would like offer me cassel, which is banana, and I was too scared to turn down the banana.
Look at you, just throwing some Sinhala words here and there.
I know a little bit of Sinhala. Podi, chuti, chutak.
Amma was telling me earlier, it's like, oh, I'll teach him Sinhala the month I'm there. So,
yeah, get ready, get ready. I better cancel the day job. Just imagining like an intense training montage with Amma.
Yeah.
But after a while, I was like, tell him he can say no to the bananas. Like,
yeah. Because before, I think we went, I think we're jumping ahead again. But before we went to Sri Lanka for the first time, I kind of explained to Sam how the respect for the food is like very big in our culture. So you don't put your feet on a table if there's like even if a coffee table, if there's some food in that table, you wouldn't let any rice. You don't step on rice grains or anything like that. And yeah, there are things like that. And then on top of that, so my father always said, it's like, you're not going to waste a single grain of rice because, I mean, we are coming from farmers' generation. So it's a very honorable thing that they're like, we know how much work goes into farming. So grandparents and all that kind of stuff, it just came down, even though my parents are not farmers anymore, they just like comes from that lineage of farming background. So they're like, nope. So I explained that to Sam, and I was like, just get a little portions rather than throwing food away. And then Sam took it to heart. And then when mom and dad went, they took it to heart as well. And given the Sri Lankan hospitality, they keep feeding you until you say no. So it's a combination of like, you're not supposed to throw what you have on your plate, and then you don't know how to say no. And it was a bad combo.
It took me a long time to realize that the secret is to have a very small portion, because then you can make a big show of going back for thirds.
Yeah.
But if you go big at the start, you're gonna die. You're not gonna last the marathon.
True. You get brownie points if you go for like, oh no, so good. Can I have some more for the third time?
Point being that the parents are about to visit soon. That's what we're trying to say.
And we are excited for the food. Now, what are we going to talk today?
We're going to talk about we're kind of covering the what we call the dark winter.
How long have we been covering the dark winter laughing?
We said we were going to really like just shoot through the whole thing, but it's taking a little while. So this is after Amasha came back from Sri Lanka, and we were getting to know each other, but the parents were still set against. We were going to talk about the French cafe moment.
It is funny when we're talking about the French cafe. Recently we talk about how when I was trying to surprise Sam for his birthday, and Sam was like, we were waiting for people to come and then surprise Sam. I was waiting for them to come. Sam had no idea. And Sam was keep trying to kiss me. And I'm like, no, just get away.
Didn't want to relive that moment. Hardest time of my life.
Sam was very wandering and worried and what is going on? This is not you. But remember, there was a time where I didn't even let you hold my hand. So
that's true. I don't remember the anecdote about that, but I do remember the anecdote about the French cafe because I can't remember the exact time it was, but I know it was like a French cafe in one of those little alleyways off Queen Street in Auckland. And we'd left the cafe and I think it was raining or something. We were, I don't know, waiting for an Uber, had an umbrella or something.
I can't remember. It was after work.
But I very naturally leaned down and kissed the top of your head, which was just like a natural affection thing for me. But you froze up. And just the idea of doing that much affection in public was just outside your world of expectation, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a no-go.
It was a no-go. I remember one of my friends who married to a Kiwi as well told me a while ago, long time ago. So when they started dating, I think I remember we went out for a dinner or something. We went for a dinner out. So that my friend's mom and dad was there, her husband was there, and I was there. I can't remember who else was. But the Kiwi being Kiwi, he was kept going to hold her hand because it's oh, it's nice, we're out on a date to celebrate. It must have been her birthday. So it's obviously you're going to show love. And then she's kept just
flicking it away.
Flicking the hand away. Because her mom and dad were behind them. And then, obviously growing up in Kiwi culture, you wouldn't have thought about it at all. But so later we got home.
We try not to be too gross around,
Yeah, being gross and not even holding hands is two different things,
that's true,
right?
That's true.
And yeah, we got home and she and I were having a good chat about it, laughing because for her, she grew up here. Even with that, she's I don't know, it's so weird in front of my parents. So, and I didn't even grow up here, so it's completely different for me. So
this is just
that was a lot.
Not doing spoilers, but the time where it came to us trying to do a New Zealand style wedding, knowing that your parents would be in the audience, knowing that a kiss was involved in a Western style wedding. We had a long road to go before we get there.
I don't know how that happened. Let's get there.
I think you passed out. You were on the ground. We were throwing water on you.
We'll get to that and then you will listen to the story.
Point being, the French cafe moment was just one of those things where it'd gotten so intense, but it was still a sign that there was those differences. I feel we're both very warm, very affectionate, bubbly people, but that was very much our backgrounds showing up.
Exactly.
Which is weird now because you're a super huggy person. And I'm what happened to you? Did I
was
break
suppressing my hugginess.
Yeah.
And then Sam came, a certified golden retriever, and then
certified, I have the paperwork to prove it.
All hell broke loose.
I am a golden retriever in human skin.
I don't know if I said this. I always joke about it. Everybody knows, Sam knows that he's a golden retriever. And it's a constant running joke with me saying that I always love to have a golden retriever. I kept saying I don't think if I can with my allergies, but I love golden retrievers. So I always just one day I want to have a golden retriever. But I forgot to say in dog form. So
she wished wrong.
Yeah, I forgot to be very specific about what I want.
It's really important when manifesting to include a vision board or some kind of visual component.
Yeah.
Otherwise you end up with Sam.
Yeah, just don't say stuff oh my God, I would love to have a golden retriever. Just mention a dog golden retriever. Otherwise you'll get a Sam.
Mm-hmm.
And on that, my mom makes a joke about something as well because she was telling me later, obviously this is again jumping ahead a little bit, once she got on board and everything, and then once she met Sam, she was
big spoiler. Sorry, continue.
She was kind of joking, saying she always wish, obviously every day, I guess parents think about their kids' future. So one of her biggest things is I would wish for my son to have this, daughter to have that, whatever. So she's I always every day wished for you to have a good husband, a kind, good human being for your husband.
And she should have done a vision board.
Exactly. So she says I forgot to mention the Sri Lankan. I forgot that part. So here we go. I'm like, well, it's you. Yeah, you did it wrong, madam. You should have been specific about it. Yep. So the lesson to be learned here is that if you're manifesting something, please be specific about your details.
So we're going through the key events in the dark winter. We've written down notes here. What is Barbie movie? What is the significance of that? Please explain for our listeners.
It was just a cute little thing. I just like to jot down like key memories, apart from the time we were crying.
We were crying between all of these. It's like kind of coherent events and then just
in a corner crying. Remember the other day you mentioned something? It's like, oh, I was just like crying in the
shower.
In the shower of your...
Everyone talks about that as the episodes at the clinic where I'm just like...
Yeah. You were talking about the episodes of the clinic. I can't remember if it was Liam or Ravan.
Liam was definitely pointing it out.
Yep. One of them said, like, you have been... Haven't
Liam's
you been crying in that for like 5 episodes, Sam?
You spent 5 episodes crying in a shower, Sam.
So, yeah. Anyways.
But I'm out of the clinic now. So the Barbie movie was the release of the movie Barbie, funnily enough. And it was costume themed at one of the local cinemas.
Yeah, because one of your friends, our lovely friend Genevieve Fitzjames.
Jin Meow to her friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Jin Meow had her birthday party organised, and it was such an amazing, cool thing.
It was extra in all the right ways.
Yeah, it was brilliant. So we got to dress up in Barbie themed outfits. Sam was Ken, obviously.
I was Ken.
And we just went to the movie theater, and it was such a good time. Why did I mention it?
I think because it becomes relevant later. This is all going to pay off later on. This is foreshadowing, baby.
I say, well, you're the writer.
Okay. So just think that's just a normal story, not relevant at all. Just let that go right over your head for now. We've written down Sri Lankan New Year party.
Yeah. How was your first Sri Lankan New Year experience, Sam?
It was good. That was the outdoor one, right?
Yeah, that was the outdoor one. We went with Gauri and Indy.
Was it a netball court where they held it? It was a big outdoor sports area.
Yeah, it was a cool outdoor area.
So the whole Sri Lankan community was there.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Would you like to tell us briefly the significance of Sri Lankan New Year?
Oh, okay. You put me in a difficult...
Could you give us a concise and, all-defining, definition of why Sri Lankan New Year truly matters? Don't feel put on the spot or anything.
Okay. I can say the whole significance in Sinhalese, but I don't think I can, because I don't know. There are so many words that I wouldn't use in English in day to day. So I'm going to...
She's going on the laptop, people. Full disclosure, Google is out.
Tamil New Year. Okay, here we go. Wikipedia. Because I don't remember the words sometimes, like
I understand.
the little, like where the sun. So it's significance of sun finishing its full circle and going to the new circle, but I don't remember the English words for the particular places of where the sun was.
When you're in the old circle and you go to the new circle.
Okay, let me find. So according to Sinhalese astrology, New Year begins when the sun transitions from Meena Rashiya. I knew that one. But in English, that's the house of Pisces. To Mesha Rashiya, which is the house of Aries.
Okay.
So going from Pisces to Aries is the significance of it.
Could you pronounce the Sinhala term for the New Year?
Alut Aurudda.
Alut?
Alut Aurudda.
Alut?
Alut Aurudda.
Aruda.
Yes.
Alut Aruda.
Yes. So, well, good job. So, Alut Aurudda comes in the end of the harvest season, end of like spring. So, obviously, it's the time to get all of your harvest in, and then all the flowers are blooming, and all the crops are coming into the house. So, it's kind of the biggest Sri Lankan holiday season. We actually don't really celebrate like this end of year Christmas time. It's just a 1 or 2 day holiday in Sri Lanka. But Sri Lankan Alut Auruddu, or the New Year, in April is like the biggest celebration, or like the shutdown period that we have. Everybody goes home. It's the time for family.
Spoiler is when we decide to throw a wedding with unforeseen, possibly easily foreseen consequences.
Yep. Oh my God, that is true. We just had a whole out of the celebration and New Year festivities and everything, and
it's all foreshadowing.
Oh, okay.
No, so what were you going to say?
I don't know where to stop. So yeah, we actually recently found out even like Thailand and Bangladesh celebrates April New Year because some of our colleagues at work celebrates New Year alongside the Sri Lankans as well. So we had a joined celebration for New Year's this year.
Which was cool. But that year there's also a lot of traditional games that are played at the Sinhalese New Year, which is really cool. So they had a lot of those kind of set up when I went to my first ever one. And I wore the whole costume, the whole outfit, remember?
Yeah.
I rocked the sarong.
He did.
It was it? I like blue. I had blue design going on.
Yes, you had a blue sarong. Do you like the sarong? You had
I
to
do,
wear...
but like there's like a graph of learning how to be in a sarong, and at the start you're like afraid that if you take big steps, the whole thing will just kind of fall off. So you're like walking like a penguin everywhere. Like,
I mean,
wobble, wobble, wobble. Oh boy, here I come. Wobble, wobble, wobble.
If you wear it properly, you don't have to be that worried about it.
Yeah, it just took me a while to.
How were you on your wedding day?
That's definitely a spoiler.
I don't know how to stop.
I
have a problem.
My wedding outfit was properly like had Velcro, like it was a proper, it was designed to be that. But when you're just kind of fashioning out of a piece of fabric and turning it into a sarong, then
no, that's a proper sarong that you were wearing. That's how people wear it.
Okay, so the proper one doesn't have the Velcro on it.
No.
Well, that was very helpful.
It's just the fashionizing it. Sri Lankan men wear sarongs every day.
I know when I'm in Sri Lanka, everyone knows my sarongs have a habit of falling off, so they always put a belt around it to like hold it onto me.
And then it's so funny every time. I mean, again, sorry, jumping ahead. There were many times like my brothers or like whoever around Sam has to just like come to Sam's rescue and then put the sarong together.
Was it a sarong that I had on that time, like I borrowed Aya's belt? Or was it like
of course.
I thought maybe I just borrowed his belt for my pants or something. There was an embarrassing time when like I'd borrowed Amasha's older brother's belt and I went into the toilets like near Colombo, I think, and like I couldn't figure out how to get the belt off.
Oh.
It was like a secret. It was like a Rubik's Cube situation, and I was like, I needed to go so bad, and also like I'd paid for the toilet, I'd given good money to use that, and I just couldn't get it off, and I just felt like, Sam, you can't even do this. Who are you if you can't even go to it? And then I came out and like I think found it hilarious. And he was like, why didn't you just ask? And then he's there trying to fix it, but I'd be like, we're in public, man. Like, anyhow, yeah, I'm good at wearing sarongs.
Anyways,
so yeah, what did you think of that New Year?
That was really nice. I remember there were somebody reached out to me and asked me to do a little video clip of explaining, or I can't remember, some sort of clip for their marketing, and I did that. They were like, oh, do you want to do, I mean, obviously a Westerner in a sarong, like it's
the
just
camera
like,
people flocked to me.
Yeah. They're like, oh my god, we gotta get this footage. So they were like, oh, you should, like, you both can do it together, like he can be in the background. I'm like, hell no.
It's like a wildlife documentary. Look at the Suda, clearly not in his natural habitat. But yeah, that guy with a giant camera over his shoulder, like big film camera, comes running, and Marsha's like, man, like we're still getting the parents on board, man, like don't film him.
And I think it was like not funded, what do you call it, sponsored by one of the Sri Lankan TV channels as well. So in the back of my head, I'm like, oh shoot.
We're trying to look like we've kind of paused things, but we're going to be broadcast to every TV in Sri Lanka.
That's not going to be good. So I was just like, no, if you want a clip, I'll just do a clip for you, but just please let it go, man. It's not happening. He's not going to come to the shot.
So I was not part of that shot, but suffice to say, as we've established, and you'll know, our listeners, even if it was just the New Zealand Sri Lankan community who saw that, like the rest of Sri Lanka would find out within 2 hours, I think. With the Auntie network being what it is.
Yeah, that didn't happen that time, which is great.
I wasn't on the footage. Like, I turned up to the event, but...
Yeah, and also I was not there by myself with him. No, I wasn't there just with him. I was with my friends.
Gowrie and Indy.
Yeah, he was just a random suit that I found in there on the...
I was just wandering around lost in my sarong. Didn't know anybody.
I was just there with my friends, so all good.
There's some really fun games, and we have like on New Year's since then we have done those games ourselves, which has been fun.
Yeah.
But one of the ones is there's like a whole lot of bread buns that are hanging off strings, and you have your hands like tied behind your back, right? And you have to all run from a starting line and then get down and try and like eat the hanging bread roll, which is hard because it keeps like bouncing away from your teeth. So that one's pretty fun.
That's your favorite one?
It's the most memorable, I think. It's the most visually spectacular, memorable one, I think.
What are the other ones you remember?
Well, we really just played that one, didn't we? I can't remember what we saw at my first New Year, but I know that there's the famous one with the elephant, where it's kind of like Al pinned the tail on the donkey, but it's pinned the eye on the elephant.
Well, you have to make it customized according to the culture, right?
Yeah.
You have elephants.
Yeah, whereas donkeys are just everywhere in New Zealand. We just see them on Queen Street all the time. But no, I'm sure that's, yeah.
We don't have donkeys in New Zealand, do we?
I'm sure they're on some petting farms.
Okay. No, I mean like in the natural habitat.
Well, I think that's just part of our historic heritage. I come from a long line of donkey people.
Okay.
We're Googling donkey population New Zealand. The exact number of donkeys in New Zealand is uncertain, but a recent report from the Ministry of Primary Industries estimates population is likely around 1,500, a significant increase. Okay. Oh, yeah.
There was only 144.
Used to be 141. So, yeah, man, we're going through a real donkey boom in New Zealand at the moment.
I can't believe this is what we're doing in our podcast.
A real Donkey Kong, as they say.
Wow, I didn't know that's a very small population.
This is the
of
most
donkeys.
weird deviation we've ever done from our narrative.
It's okay. Things are important sometimes.
Okay, now we're looking up, and Marsha's looking up donkey population Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's donkey population
Why are
particularly
you doing it like it's a murder mystery?
has drastically declined to the point of facing extinction. Oh, this is just sad. Due to habitat destruction, development,
no.
and accidents.
It has dropped to about like 50. Oh.
It was estimated around 3,000 in Kalpatia? How do you pronounce that one?
Kalpitia.
Kalpatia. Oh, now it's only 50 or 60. They're critically endangered. Well, we thought that'd be like a fun tangent, but...
Please protect the donkeys. Anyways, moving on.
I have no idea where we were.
I think we were talking about the games.
Oh, they were great. Yeah, they were good fun.
Yeah.
Good to speak to you.
There are a few other ones that I really want you to enjoy, but I don't know if maybe next year we should go to one or two, at least one, like a big Sri Lankan New Year celebration
Like
in
a
New
podcast
Zealand.
where we're like reporting live from the scene.
Probably, who knows? But yeah, so there's one which is like you just whack the other one with the pillow on top of a unbalanced sort of, like you have to balance yourself on a kind of a stick.
That's true.
It's like just like a pillow fight.
It's kind of like a beam, like a gymnast beam, and two
Yes.
people are trying to pillow fight each other off it. That's fun.
Yeah,
You
so
kind of need a lot of gear for that, namely a big beam.
yeah, somebody has organized it and we go play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that we're going to organize it.
Okay.
I would like to see you doing that. That
I would
be
like to
very
as
funny.
well. Yeah. And there's a lot of tasty Sri Lankan food, which was great.
Yeah. Okay, we are ready for our final story for today.
Well, the next thing that we've written on here is uncertainty.
Oh, well, everybody
Seems like
knows.
a fun one to end on. There was much uncertainty in the dark winter of 2023.
Oh, the dark winter.
Do you want to talk about the uncertainty? I think we talked about where parents were at, that they'd told us officially. Taja said that's, my viability as a future husband was something that wouldn't be entertained after deliberation.
Nicely
So
said.
they politely asked for you to pass that on to me, and you're like, yeah, I've told him.
Yeah, no, I think it's just the ongoing theme of like having conversations every other day about.
Yeah, it was.
I'm asking me to stop dating Sam, and me telling Sam like, yeah, I'm good. I was told not to date you, and I kept dating him.
I also don't think we've touched much on that. It was also taking like a huge toll physically on Amasha at the time.
Oh
Like,
yeah, you did.
I got to suppress those memories because Emma had been suffering from like a lot of long COVID symptoms.
Yeah.
She'd exacerbated some stuff, and then like I just never. Yeah, I guess I hadn't kind of seen firsthand how like the mental stress of, your like fear of losing that relationship, or just the stress of being at odds with Amma on
Yeah.
something when you guys have been, best friends, thick as thieves forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just being on that fence, not knowing like you kind of have to make a decision at some point. You can't just be on the limbo, in that weird limbo forever. You're just contemplating every awake moment to decide, like, am I going to take the side of my parents and then just let this guy go, not knowing like what the future holds, or like, would you ever be able to find somebody who's that compatible with you? And
unless you date a dog, a golden retriever dog.
Yeah, well, I was asking for a golden retriever dog as a pet.
Yeah, no, sorry. Terrible mishap. It's a Freaky Friday situation. I think it was also difficult because I think then Amma was trying to kind of lighten or trying to keep the peace with you in your conversations, but we'd hear things that friends over in Sri Lanka might have heard when interacting with Amma, and they kind of, I don't know, it seemed to them that she was much more opposed to it. But
yeah, it was. I guess there was a time period where it was like we came to a point, and I was doing some exams at the time as well, so it was not a good time at all, and I really regret doing exams at the time because it was just such a mental toll and a physical toll, because the stress of the exams, the stress of the uncertainty, and stress the pressure, and like all that kind of stuff. And so when I'm having exams and stuff, obviously I'm wanting to be there and then not be adding more stress to me. She would be more cordial. She would be like, obviously wouldn't be talking about Sam, but at the same time,
I forgot that's why she just stopped it, because of the exams.
Yeah, she kind of stopped bringing that up completely. Otherwise, there was a time like every other day, it's like, okay, did you tell him? Like, are you understanding this? Like, what are you thinking of doing? Like this, like there's a whole like generation of like, because I'm in Amma's side, I'm the oldest daughter in her immediate family, and also like out of all the cousins, and even there, like I was the first one to I think out of the girls, first one to go to university at all, the first girl to go to, I might be missing somebody. If I did, I'm very sorry. This yeah, so from the immediate family memory, like there were so many people who, this is my mother's words, she was like, there's so many people who are looking up to you, like so much significance of my education as a girl especially, and the first girl ever to go abroad and then build a life and then do a very cool role and all that. So she's like now how are we going to face everybody, like all the family, because all the things that you have achieved is going to be useless now because you have married outside of what is expected from you, or like how are we going to proudly say where you are at? So it's like these are long conversations, obviously. So those kind of points is like, oh, the gold, like that the golden child expectations are hard, even though like I'm not a golden child. It's just,
you are a golden child, I think. I think everyone would agree. It was also, I know, like it became a thing too, the motif of the wedding, like the wedding photos on the wall in the Sri Lankan home. Like it's such a, is that a traditional thing?
Yeah.
Something your family's? Yeah.
Just most of the, like the main family home, family home, like parents.
In the main family home, like having big wedding portraits of the wedding couple, like your children and their partners up on the wall. Like there's two beautiful, huge ones of Aya and Mardi, Amash's older brother and his wife, and their, because you have like a kind of first and a second day weddings, Sri Lanka. So those are beautiful and up on the wall. And I think Amma must have like been pacing in front of that wall, just like imagining like there'll be a portrait on there of you and someone from this culture she doesn't know anything about, and like how like and
the visual and also like hundreds of years of ideal that I guess brown skin is not like, how do you call it, like celebrated, obviously, and the brown skin was never looked as desired, and then the pale skin is like this completely like unfathomable in her eyes, in a way, just next to me. Like she's, I don't know if I'm using the correct word, it's just like, how are you imagining your dark skinned child, your daughter, with like a very lighter complexion man, and like how's that gonna pay? Like, does it gonna make, I don't know, like make it look like, I know I have some friends who told me about these things. Like, how is it going to look on a portrait? Or like, how are we going to look like a couple because I'm too dark, he's so white. And especially like the wedding, I had to be very specific for my beautician, saying like, I'm okay with the color I am, so don't try to make. They're like, oh no, is that okay? Because like otherwise, like, are you gonna look not so nice next to Sam because he's a whiter complexion? Like those things, obviously, like your brain is wired in a way for like years and years with after colonization and things like that. So, and also like, how are you going to be respected in a different kind of a culture? Like, are you going to be protected in a different kind of a culture? Like, whether your values are protected and respected? Like, so many questions must have been going through her mind.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So there was those conversations. And then there was a time she completely stopped talking about it because my exams were a bit bad.
I think she was realizing that that's not helping the situation.
But then I would have conversations with my friends or my cousins or somebody who had a chat with Amma, who I'm thinking like, oh, she's not telling me off.
Like
maybe she's coming around. But then I would hear another conversation. Actually, no, too far. Yeah. Too far from
They
that.
just have like a friend would have like a interaction with Amma at like a family place or a friend's place or something, and then would hear her say like a very dismissive comment about it. Yeah.
So it was a long dark time, but yeah.
And that's the happy ending to our episode because we're at 40 minutes.
No, we can't do that.
No, we're going to do Dunkin' Donuts next time. That is good that we end on the darkness of uncertainty, and then we'll bring them out into the light next time.
Okay. And I almost die again next episode.
Yeah. So next episode we're doing the Dunkin' Donuts story, and we're also we've covered the Thames debacle, and now we're going to do what I like to call the plasma debacle.
That's good. Okay. But Dunkin' Donuts and plasma debacle did not happen in the same day. It was two different situations, I'll tell you.
That's true. But it was yet
It's not that I just tried to eat a Dunkin' Donut and passed out.
That would have been a great story. But it's another medical Marsha mishap.
Oh, Marsha.
There's a few that occurred close together during that time. So tune in next week for more debacles and fun.
Yeah. Thank you for listening, guys.